Navy baseball opens its season at the Hughes Brothers Challenge in Wilmington, North Carolina, starting on Friday. First up, number 19, Virginia. Head coach Paul Kostacopoulos is with me. And Paul, you've got a lot of returning depth and experience on the infield. Between Logan Keller, Defensive Player of the Year Eduardo Diaz, and Alex Smith at catcher, how good can this team be up the middle?
You know, I think it's something that we feel it's a little bit of a foundation for us. I mean, if you look for consistency and where you think you can be good, certainly in the infield. You know, with Eddie as a very good defensive shortstop, with Brock, our transfer from Notre Dame, been able to handle second base pretty well. Victor has come in as a plebe and been able to just kind of step right in. A lot of that is his physicality. You know, he's 6'2", 220 pounds. You know, he can come in and do that as a plebe. And certainly Logan Keller has a lot of experience at third base. So we feel really good about that. And I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about Alex Smith, you know, behind the plate. You know, he's a 3-year starter in the sense there. And that's a lot of experience, you know, in the infield, a lot of experience behind the plate. So that has to be a solid force. That has to be a positive force.
You mentioned Victor Izquierdo, the highly touted prospect out of the Chicago area, and you get the Notre Dame transfer and Brock Murtha on the infield. What are your plans for them, factoring them in this early in the season?
You know, I think the first thing you have to remember, they're both still plebes, you know, and we have some challenging things here as a plebe. They're all good things, meaning they're building character. They're molding these young people into being officers, and a lot of that starts with their plebe experience, and it can be a challenge. So we have to remember that first of all, but we also have to remember they're both very talented players, and keep working with them, keep understanding the transition from, in Victor's case, from high school to college, understand the transition process that goes along with being a plebe, and you know, I think they're going to be just fine.
On the pitching staff, you return a stable of right-handers between Landon Kruer and Nolan Jorgensen. What are your expectations for the staff?
I think, you know, overall improvement. You know, I expect that we're going to be better. You know, I expect that we're going to be better on the mound. I expect we're going to have better depth. I expect our results to be better. The whole thing from, you know, A to Z, if you will. Yeah, if you ask me what I expect us to improve, be better, and compete better on the mound.
This early in the season, what signs do you look for to indicate that your team is clicking and is cohesive and could be special?
Good practices. You know, if you get out there and practice well. And I think we've had that combination of really good weather and really good practices. It's all about process, preparation. You feel as good as what you're doing, you know, and all the time we try to speculate all these different kind of things. If you're doing the right things and processing it well, playing hard, preparing yourselves to play, you're going to feel good about yourselves. And I think that's where we're at right now as far as, quote, how we feel about ourselves. We've had a good preseason, but, you know, now we got to take on the challenges of the season.
Paul, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
The Mids open up their season at number 19 Virginia Friday at 2 p.m.